And a little thing before that I do the attachment strips. The HAYA turret sits a little bit high for my liking. So I'm going to add a bib around the bottom and fill that out with some more plasticard to make this in the right place, because it's not right on the edge of the turret. It's got a bit, and if you look, the turret is there. I don't want to get any closer because it will start to get a bit too close to here. But yeah, so I've just cut fillets out and put around the bottom. Okay, and I'm going to fill that around with more plasticard, and then it should sit better. All right, everybody, that's done. Can you see the difference? Don't worry, it still turns. It's all fine. It's just the turret is far too far away from the hole. I think it's like 2 millimeters. The way I did it was, like I said, I showed you the first bit. So I used these ones, focus, these ones as a backing plate. And then I cut my own 2 millimeter sheet into strips, and then I put the strips around those backing plates. And then, oh, there's masking tapes on the turret rings so I didn't damage it with the file, because if it gets rough, it won't go around very well. And then I shaped it with a coarse large file. Very handy, this is for making these size tanks. And then finally shaped it with this. You use this for cutting the thick plastic sheet. It's in my other videos. You've seen me do it before, so I don't want to bore you to death. And now I can go and we're putting this on. But if you can see, I think that looks better. Okay. You've got to be careful that when you're shaping it, you've got enough meat there, because if you notice, it comes down at that angle. So you've got to match that angle. Okay. And also, actually, because the way the turret is already built, it's kind of built up like that anyway. It's got that lip around the edge. And don't worry, this won't affect the turret coming apart, because it comes apart here, not here. Okay. So look, that's that little teeny thing. Shall I put this up as a separate video? I mean, I can't bore people. It's only going to be like 2 minutes long. I'll put the gun and everything back on, and I'll show you what I mean. And it looks so much better. I realised I didn't actually show you how I did this. So it's 2 millimeter sheet, as I showed you. And I've just cut it into 3 millimeter across. And then the width, the gap here is 2 millimeters. It's a bit proud. So you then stick it between the tank and the strip that you've put on here. And then you bend it to shape and then stick it down. All right, and then you shape it with your files, with the big coarse file, to get it down to the actual same level as these parts. Okay, and then it sits perfectly. All right, so that's how to do that. Right, let's jump back in again with the me wobbling on about complete nonsense. So just remember, this is 2 millimeters thick, 3 millimeters cut here, and then you just bend it to shape, sticking it down with super glue. And I better show you this as well. So then once you've got it here, and it'll be proud by about 1 millimeter, then you get your large coarse file, making sure that you get it at that angle, that way. Do you see? That angle. Then you file it down until you get very, very close. Then you get your smaller file and that'll give you the shape, and it will follow this whole shape. Do not file it there, because you'll take this off and you'll do it completely wrong, and then it's kind of irrecoverable from there in some respects. You could put filler on it or more plasticard, but do it that way. So remember, get that angle and get it down to probably about there. So it's just a bit near. Then get your smaller file, because it's more controllable, and then match again the angle here, and then file around. All right, hope that makes sense. So there we go, with the gun back on and everything. And can you see it just It just makes it look better. The Chieftain is perfect. So I've still got it up. But see, I couldn't put this on properly because it needed this there, and then the strip goes here. And if you look at the tank, there is the gun canvas doesn't end at the bottom of the turret cheek. There is this gap, which we now have. Okay, it goes all the way up. Sorry, it's just the elevation that I fixed. And the good thing is, everybody, I found a picture that I'm now going to make. I found one that is in Korea, and it was in Incheon River. Hope I've said that right, with these boxes. Maybe it might be an idea for HAYA to I don't know, do these come off or is it integral to the top of the tank? I'm not sure. Is to do 3D print boxes for those so that you can do an earlier version. Because these are, the CENTURION was a pain up the bum for a model maker actually. There were so many different variations of this, and it wasn't like we're going to make this variant. It was like, we're going to add this bit in the factory this week in this factory. We're going to put this bit on in this factory because it's come in, but not in the other factory. Yeah, so the Mark III isn't really the third Mark. It's like 5 variations of Mark III, which is a bit of a pain. But I found one. I'll put the picture up at the end to show you which one it is. And we can crack on. I've started the model making on this now. I've just not felt it, but I can feel me juices flowing, if you know what I mean. I've done that now, and it just makes such a difference. All right, look, you guys, I will speak to you soon. I'm going to just send out a flurry of videos at the minute because I've got the time to. And the last one with the rubbing strips, a lot of this isn't interesting to a lot of people because it's very specific. So if you don't watch it, I completely understand. But the last one only got it's only 200 views so far. I got subscribers, whoever you were, thank you. Hope you find it helpful. And hopefully you'll all find this helpful. But if you want to put this on like this and you're not making it up differently, then it'll be very hard to do. But doing this way is much better than messing about with the turret ring. That stays the same. And you think, no, it's all scratched up. Doesn't matter. If you look at these turrets, they are cast. And they are messy casts. I mean, they're not like Russian, but this needs to be textured. And it will be. Okay, and it's not steel plate texture, it's casting texture. Look, have a nice day. I might just go and put this together now, this video, and I'll send it out tonight, and you can have a look. Oh, and it's all, oh, God blimey, it's all 2mm plastic sheet, plasticard, that I have chopped up for all of that strip work and the backing work. All right, and yes, I have taken it all out of the turret so I don't break it. And don't worry, the turret still comes apart. I checked. I got halfway through doing this and thought, bugger, have I just super glued the bottom of the turret on? But no, I haven't, so that's quite good. Right, next one will be sticking this on with double-sided tape, cutting it to shape, and then putting this annoying little piece on, which hopefully you can all work out how to do it now. I need to also put, oh, maybe I should do that now, so I've got some strip. This needs a strip, so this lip here, actually in real life, it's not flush, it sits up. Because these ones don't have the extra armour plate on the front yet. That's Mark 5 or late Mark 3s, built on a Tuesday in the Royal Ordnance Factory by Fred, whose wife had given him a liver sausage sandwich. And on that note, if you'd like to subscribe, share, call me names, pick your nose, that's fine. I'll see you at some point, maybe in the next few days.